last breakout session will also be in English, and we're going to talk about platform teams. And how can platform teams actually, how can they pave the way to sustainable quality engineering? And we have two keynote speakers, and they are going to talk about this topic. Wouter Ruigrok, we have already seen him here on stage from Society. He is subject matter expert quality improvement and the co-writer of the book Quality for DevOps Teams. Give him a big hand, Wouter, kom erbij. And your colleague, Parimal Singh, a senior quality architect also at Society, and with a lot of experience how to implement platform teams with different clients. Well, you're going to talk about paving the way, and afterwards we will have a discussion here with the Volksbank at the table. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, well, welcome all, and indeed welcome to our talk about platform teams and paving the way to sustainable quality engineering. And we want to share this with you because we think that having platform teams, a platform organization within your organization really helps you to make your organization future-proof and enables you to deliver quality in a sustainable pace for a longer period of time. During this talk, we're going to discuss why would you need these platform teams? So what problems are you solving with it? What is actually a platform team? So maybe that's also good to discuss. What do we mean with a platform team? But mostly, of course, how to make them successful. Because sometimes it can be challenging to get successful platform teams in your organization. So let's start with a little bit of context. Probably a lot of things will sound familiar to you. We're in a changing world, everything is changing all the time. So there are quite some challenges that we have to face and that we have to tackle. One of the things that we see, especially with the transition to more agile DevOps way of working, is that team engineers really have a pressure on cognitive load. You have to learn a lot of different skills. You can see them on the slide, where engineers are expected to know a lot about different tools, they need to know about the business they're working for, they need to know about security, about performance. So there's a lot of knowledge and skills needed for these DevOps teams to deliver the end product in the end. On the other hand, what we also see, another challenge in organizations, is what we call the tool proliferation. So there's an explosion of number of tools being used. On the slide you can see some examples. There are a lot of different tools that can be used, and if you don't watch out, teams are using all different tools, and there's no oversight anymore on which tools are being used and in which ways. This is also leading up to inconsistent quality standards. So we see, because there's a lot of variation between the different teams, between the tools being used, that we see that across the organization that teams have different quality standards, and that's leading to quality issues in the end. So that are some of the main challenges that we see nowadays in organizations, and that we need to tackle as well.
Yeah. So then comes the platform teams. So first of all, why platform teams? What is a platform team? So Wouter already explained why platform teams, what are the challenges we are trying to overcome, and what is a platform team? So platform team is an organization where organization is trying to create a team which has shared responsibility. In a simple term, I can explain you. A software engineer's role is to develop a product or develop an application with a business feature which is used by a customer. So he's writing code so that a business feature can be delivered to a customer. And a platform engineer, who is a part of platform teams, is writing a code that a software engineer can deliver this application to the customer. So that means all the challenges or the cognitive load you saw in the previous slide from the Wouter, where there are CI/CD pipelines to make, there are functional testing has to be done, non-functional testing has to be done, performance test, security, monitoring. So everything what has to be done by a software developer or an application to make it to production, those things are built in a workflow or framework by a platform team. So that platform team is enabling those application teams to work faster. So the goal of platform team is equality at speed. So that's what platform team is doing.
Yeah. How to position these in the organization? On the slide, I put a picture on of the skilled agile framework, because there you see it also. But a platform team or a platform organization is something which goes across teams, across domains or areas or hubs, for what terminology you're using in your organization. So it's more a centralized organization to service different business lines in your organization. Most of the time they are technology-based or technology-oriented, as Parimal was explaining, and they provide technical solutions for your product teams, so they have to support the whole organization in general. In this way, setting it up like that enables you to scale, and you also have some efficiency to service all the teams in that way. The reason why I put the scaled agile framework here is also to show that it's a concept which is already adopted in different agile scaling frameworks. So, for example, SAFe, if you talk about team topologies, they're talking about enabling teams. There's different names, but for a similar concept. So there are teams that make the work for the product teams easier and streamline it. So that's where you should position them in the organization, and they service all the different areas in your organization.
Yeah. Now comes what are the key roles and responsibilities of a platform team? So first of all, the role within an organization is to create paved roads. That's the concept of paved road is basically as an application team or as a DevOps team, you need multiple tools in a way that when you start your development of a product, you write a code, and the whole tooling or the paved road can enable you to put the code in production. And while it is enabling you to put the code in production with the right quality by using right framework for testing, right release cycle or CI/CD pipeline, it can also, once you are in production, it can also help you to monitor and observe. So the whole framework or workflow, what is needed, is in a paved road. So that if you are from a particular tech stack, then you can use a paved road with set of guidance or whatever is provided by platform team to let your work go faster. So that's the core role of a platform team. Platform team is also doing it by fostering a community practice. That's also important because there are different tech stacks in an organization, so platform team is also helping those tech stack to come together or creating some kind of a SIG, which is a special interest group or community of practice, so that those developers can come together and discuss topics of similar interest. One of the also important thing for platform team is to be continuously improve. So they also have to build a framework or a paved road, and they need to continuously improve the framework to make sure they have the latest and greatest feature in the framework, so that organization can still can continue using it and improving their way of working. So far sounds straightforward, quite easy, looks good to do. But okay, let's do a reality check and see where we are. And well, what we then see, there are a lot of organizations working with platform teams or the construction of platform teams, but they are also facing some challenges. Low adoption of the standards, so platform teams are building nice solutions, but teams are not really using it. Visibility also maybe of platform teams, so that the product teams, they don't know that they are there, they don't reach out to the platform teams, they're not seeking help from these support teams that they can have. Yeah, that's something that is a pattern that we're seeing now, that we have platform teams, but yeah, making them really successful can be quite a challenge. So that's why we want to give you some tips and a view on how to make them successful. And we're going to pave the way. We're going to look at 4 elements. So we're going to look at the team. How do you have to set up your platform team? How do you embed them in the organization? How
how do you increase the adoption, and the last one that we are going to address is the way of working. So the way of working of these platform teams. So let's start with the team.
The successful platform team. So that's the biggest challenge right now everyone having. So a lot of companies or organizations are moving towards platform teams, and then they are sometimes not really successful in having the impact within the organization of platform team. So what are ingredients of a successful platform team? I think the first one, what I have seen in my experience, and we also suggest that the team should have a mastery. So we really need experts in the team. From my previous experience, I've seen we sometimes have not very experienced people in the team, and when they start looking at creating frameworks, they don't look very holistically. So they start doing the solution-based approach, where they see one team, they are facing this problem. Okay, let's make a solution for that team, a framework for that team. But then when you are in a platform team, you should also come up with a product mindset. You should go from one team solution or solution mindset to product mindset. And when you go into product mindset, that means you need to build a product which can help multiple teams to solve the problem. So then experienced guy, or really who is a master in the subject, he should know multiple frameworks, or he has worked with multiple technologies. Then he can understand if he's building a framework in this fashion, it's going to help multiple tech stacks or multiple customers. So, or the consumer of the platform team. So that's very important. Always keep in mind, when you want to build a platform team, have masters in your team. Second very important thing, have a product mindset. Don't go for a solution mindset, have a product mindset. When you are building something like a framework, always think of it from a product point of view. Okay, this is a product for us. How we implement this product, when we have this product with the consumer, how we can get the feedback on the product, how we can add features to the product. So the product mindset is very important. So that was also my role when I was in a previous assignment, where I had to productize a framework. So that was one of the things. One important thing was also the marketing. Sometimes what happens, one example I had, like we were working in a platform organization and platform team, and we were an organization, and after a few months, I was talking to a few people, and they say that they don't know that we exist. So it's also, if you as a platform team does not exist for the people, they don't know how to get help from you. So it's also very important to keep marketing also important within the organization, and also people who are in the team should also have this kind of marketing skill set, so that when they are involved or engaged with a consumer means our DevOps team, they should know how to market their product as well, so that they should sell their product in a way that people can start using it. That also can increase the adoption case. So yeah, these are some of the skill set, and also not to forget that platform team people should also have the infra skill in it. So there's some service socialization, containerization, CI/CD. So those things should also be an expertise within in-house in platform team. Then the next topic is embedded in the organization. How can we embed these platform teams in the organization? The first and most important is the collaboration. We definitely need to go in a collaborative mode with DevOps teams. And also creating ambassadors. So what happened in one of the assignment we created a beautiful framework for performance testing. It was really a framework which we thought as a platform team that this is going to be a successful framework for every team. But when we went to a team, they said, nah, this is not developer friendly. And then we thought, okay, what do you mean by developer friendly? And then they start giving the feedback that they want these improvements in the framework. And then we said, okay, that's fine. And then we took 2 sprints, couple of sprints, and we fixed all the feedback from that team. And then we give it back to them. Okay, can you use it? It's just like a product. Can you use this product and say, what do you feel about it? And they were quite happy with what we have delivered to them. And what they did, because they had also their own community of practice meetings or chapter meetings, and within those chapter meetings, we also talked to them if they can showcase it to the rest of the organization. So they started doing those kind of showcase to organization. And when one developer is hearing from the different other developer, they always get more excited than from a platform team. So we had created some internal ambassador within the organization who are also selling our products. That's also a nice thing to do. And yeah, and the rest of the things you can see. Yeah, inner sourcing is also one topic I want to touch. Also, developers always like to have their own baby. So it's also whatever they build, they really enjoy building stuff. So we also had to have this culture within the organization that we create a framework from the platform team side, but developers should also have the freedom to add features into it. So they can keep building features into that framework or workflow, and if they really have a good feature, then it can be also taken up to the organization level so that the rest of the organization can also get benefit from that feature built by a developer. And that's kind of inner sourcing model, which is also helping platform teams to flourish or embed in the organization.
Yeah, so how are you going to improve this adoption? We talked about it already, and Parimal gave the example, for example, with the performance framework. You're building very nice solutions as a platform team, but teams are not using it. They're not adopting these standards. One of the things that we did in one of my assignments was really training also your potential users. And in these trainings, we use the standard frameworks. And it sounds like a no-brainer, but if you want to train someone on test automation, often you pick a tool off the shelf and start with that. But if you use already your standard frameworks and how it's implemented in the organization, then people get familiarized with how it is already used, and they can apply the same technology the day after in their own team. So when you train them on the usage, use your standards frameworks there yourself as well. Another one is support them also when they want to implement it. Often we see that from platform teams, then a framework is created and it's made available, and then they say, okay, now it's up to you, implement it yourself, and good luck. But yeah, of course, that's not going to work, especially not when you are the first teams to adopt these standards. So really provide support in adopting these standards, sometimes done by one-on-one coaching, so that is time-consuming, especially in the beginning. But the more your adoption grows, the more users you have, and then you can start making use of the community as well. We mentioned the community of practice more before. Also make sure that this community is also contributing to supporting your other teams. It's not only the platform team itself that is providing this support, but make sure that the support is also coming from the community which you're creating around that topic. And another thing that we also did was we were looking at, okay, which parts of the organization are already using the standards and which are not. And then we started a roadshow and went to the areas where there was low adoption, and that we really showed, okay, this is what we have, this is what it can bring to you, and what you can expect from us as a platform team, so that they really knew what value it was bringing them when they start using the standards. So monitor this usage and this adoption is key in that sense. And then the last one for now is the way of working, and it's the way of working of the platform team itself. And to put it simple, actually also adopt an agile way of working there, which means work in short iterations and constantly enhance your standards, include wishes from your users into the framework, but also show your deliverables. The platform team which I'm part of, we have bi-weekly sprints, and at the end of the sprint we have a sprint review, and then we invite all our stakeholders, which are engineers from the teams, but also sometimes more management people in the organization, to show, okay, this is what we have delivered, and this is what we can do for you, and which new functionality you can adopt. So in that way, really use it, as Parimal put it, use it as a product mindset and adopt it in that way. The products that you deliver, the paved roads that you create, also be open to new ideas there. And sometimes it's good also to go a little bit off-road and include that later in your paved road. Last one to comment on this one is not only focus on automated test execution, but also look at the things that are needed to make that successful. So, for example, if we look at the scope from our platform team, then it's not only functional testing and test automation, but we're also looking at service virtualization, test data. We're monitoring the environment, so we're not providing the environment itself, but we're looking in how is the performance of the environment, and is it meeting the criteria also to actually automate. So take the whole scope of quality engineering, test automation as your area of scope.
Yeah, and the important thing is that we are here to make a future-proof, sustainable quality engineering. So when platform teams can contribute to this future-proof, sustainable quality engineering, when you have a foundation, which is really strong foundation of those workflows and toolings, which can sustain for a longer time, and which can also give you a return on investment on a longer time. So those tools can also be used in a way that it can bring organization to a next level in future.